Hi, this is Tanya Sanders again in this continued series module, whatever we want to call it, about Google Core. And this one is the Google Docs basics. The first thing that I want to talk about in the Google Docs basic, and it is going to be just the basics, navigation, how to get there, how I handle Drive versus Docs. Again, I'm going to briefly touch on organizing and how you create things and place those things in a nice organized manner. I'm going to talk about the basic tools of using the Google Docs, and then I'm going to talk about uh, allowing students to share and collaborate. That sometimes is considered next level, but I think it's very important that you understand that you can share this with a colleague. You can have the students share this and they can collaborate on things, but also you can comment, they can comment. You can assign something to an individual to have them fix that within the document. So it's kind of like their responsibility to correct that thing. And also version history. Those are important things to know that they're there and they exist to getting started with Google Docs. So the first thing that I do when getting to work with my Google Docs is I navigate to my Drive. Now you have two places that you can go. Drive is where I like to go, but you can also go to Docs. Docs is its own separate app. It's included on phones, on iPads, on Chromebooks, devices, but I always go directly to my Drive. And this is the reason being, all my docs are just in here and I can sort and I can filter. That's wonderful. That's great that all my Google Docs are in here, but that's not the way that I want to do that. That's going to be pages and pages and pages of me navigating that. I'd rather be in my Drive. So up here, I have my Drive icon that I get to, and then I am in my Drive and I can see all my folders in there. So the place that I want to save my stuff in my Drive, this is my big major flash drive where I save everything. Also, if I want to search in my Drive, I can look just for documents in here. I can look just for spreadsheets. I don't have to go to docs or spreadsheets or presentations. I can just go to my Drive and everything is tightly organized right in there. You can kind of see a little hint of my personality coming out now. I want things very organized. So in here, in my online course, my YouTube series, I'm going to create a folder, and I can do that here by right-clicking, or I can go up here, new folder. So I'm going to go new folder, and I'm going to call it practice and create that folder. And then within that folder, I'm going to new, and I'm going to go document. Now I have two options. I can do it from a template. I'm going to talk about that in the integration series that's also going to be on YouTube. But I really want to do just a blank document. So I'm going to hit blank document, and I'm already sharing things within this folder. So I'm going to create and share because there's other individuals that are already a part of that. Okay, so the first thing that I always do, because people forget to name their documents right away, I just go up here and using the basics, and I name it basics of Google Doc tools. A little wordy, but I got it in there. All right, so using the basics of Google Doc tools. Named it, I'm good. Now also, in the untitled, if I would have started out with my title down here and then clicked on the word untitled, it would have named it whatever I had highlighted down here. So the first thing that I want to talk about is the basic tools. So we want the students to be able to type. So automatically my cursor is there. This is text. So you might see something pop up every now and then because I do have an extension installed, so it might tell me things are misspelled or grammar and that kind of stuff. It's called Grammarly. I love it. So I don't think I have it activated now, but if you see anything pop up, that's what's happening. So I have this text in there, and the first thing that I want to do is make all of the text a different font, a different size, bold, italic, so you can do all of these things in here. And I can also highlight it and give it a certain color of a highlight. I can give it none. I can just do one word. So whatever you select, you're electing that format to it. I can make a link for it. So insert a link. So the text is this, so that link. Now it's going to use that word since I highlighted it, since not highlighted, since I, here, let me show you on this word. Since I have selected it, now I go link, and it's going to put this in as the text. And what link do you want? You can link it to something that you had as a Google document. You can find more within your Google Drive. But I also can just put NWET.org, select home, and then I can apply it. So when anyone clicks on this, it'll take them to the NWET.org website. All of these other things down here are very similar to your Word, if you're used to any kind of word processing. The one that I love to use a lot of the formatting tools is if I copy and paste something from a website, I just like going in here and removing all of the formatting, totally eliminated all. It still left the link, but it gave it the base default text settings for my Google Docs. So basic typing and formatting, all of that stuff is located up here, and you can play with those as you need. So with alignment, bulleting, line spacing, indents, that kind of stuff. If you automatically put a number in, it's going to recognize that you want to do an outline. So as I return it, it'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, however, all the way down. The other thing that's super important to doing the basics of Google Docs is the insert menu. So you can insert an image, you can insert it from Drive. It is attached to Google Photos, obviously, since it's a Google product. You can paste in a URL from something that you found online. You can also use your camera that's built in, like I'm using here. But I'm going to search web, and it's going to bring it up on the side here, and I'm just going to put in education and see what comes up. I like this one, so I'm just going to drag it over. I'm going to put it at the beginning. And now instantly I can edit that. All I did was dragged it over. And then I can edit things based on that. And I could click on the image, whatever's selected, it's going to allow me to edit it. I want it to be centered. So there we go. Maybe I want to give it a different border color. Maybe give it a different thickness. Maybe I want to crop it. So there's all these things that you can do, and you can even go into image options as well as size, rotate, text wrapping, and so on. So I think the besides the text tools, okay, if I have the text selected, or if I'm getting ready to type, whatever the text tools are, I think those are important, but also the insert menu. So if I go to insert, I can insert all of these things, table, drawing, chart, horizontal line, and so on. So you know that those options are there, but I think the basics are text and images, and you can upload from the computer as well. The first thing that students are going to do is search from the web. Now, the one thing you want to know, if you have like GoGuardian installed on your Chromebooks for the students, and you've said no pornography, no searching this word, no bad images, if they get into Google, they can still search some minimal photos that are considered questionable. So just keep that in mind, that if you have a student who is exploring things that maybe they probably shouldn't, that is open in Google, because if you close down everything else, Google is still open for you to look for those things, and it does a regular Google search. Now, as I'm in here, let's say that I want someone to help me with this. So I hit this blue button, and right now my settings are for anyone with the link. So if I hit share, I can just add someone. So I can go in here and I can add Adam, and I can give him a message and say, please help with editing this. And then I can send it to him. It's going to send him the document in a message in an email, and he can even respond to that email to come to him just like an email. I hit send, and it'll go directly to him. Now, if I want to just send someone the link, I can do that as well. I introduced that in the very first video about Google Drive. You want to hit done. But that's the share option. And if you want to collaborate with someone, if you want students to collaborate with each other, this is the way that they share and add things to it. Now, with that being said, if students are sharing and collaborating, there's people adding things, not adding things, contributing, not contributing. And the way that you can gauge that is by going to the file and version history, and then see the version history. So if you have 5 students who are working on a group project together, you can go in here and see every keystroke that they've done. Now it's just been me, so I can click on that and see exactly what I did at 416, 415, 414. We can go through and we can see all the things that I did. This is also a great way to grade the students, because you can be like, oh, Tanya's the only one that contributed to this paper. No one else did anything. Also, it's a way for the students to be like, oh man, we deleted that paragraph yesterday. I want that paragraph back. So you can go in here and then you can restore to that version. You can also get information from here, copy, paste, and add it to the version that you already have. Now, even if I restore this version, all versions are saved. Okay, so all the versions are available for you. And when I want to get back, I don't want to restore anything, so I'm going to hit this arrow to get back to edit. Allow myself to edit. If I'm going to close out my insert images. That's how I got that up there, the search option. But let's say that I want someone to help me with something here. As soon as I highlight it, this little bubble pops up. If it didn't, I could still go to insert, and comment is one of the things on there. But I can also do it from up here, comment. I could add a comment. So there's 3 places you can do it. But over here, I want to send a message to Adam. Please help with this section. Okay, and then I can assign it to him. And no one else is going to be able to fix that except for Adam. And Adam will be the one that will get the message. I'll hit assign. And then as soon as he fixes it, then he'll say, I'm totally done with this. And he'll say resolved, and everything will be fine. So then I would assign that to him. The basics, like I said, are just working with text or any of these basic functions up here, formatting options. Sharing is a very basic thing. Inserting any of these things. Now navigating them, moving them around, organizing them, that's a little bit tougher. You might have to get a little trickier, skilled with that. And then commenting and version history is a big part of seeing who's done what. You can even look back at comments. If someone wrote something rude or said something nasty, you can look back and find that. It takes a lot of digging through that, but you can see who did it and at what time and what was said. So those are the important things to Google Docs basics. If you want to know more about how to use that, then look at the series, the other YouTube series on Google Docs integration of how to use the next level tools and how to integrate.